Here we are about to welcome this fourth album that you've put together in 8 years, which is remarkable after 7 decades performing as you have been. And you're arguably in the most productive period of your entire career. So what is the key ingredient, not only to this longevity, but to maintaining the quality of what you do?
Well, Tim, I think underneath it all, uh, I've been clean and sober for like 55 years. I talked to Eric Clapton about this, and uh, I think that has a lot to do with it because back in 1968, I was living in chaos, and I don't know if I would have made it through my 20s. So I just put down the cigarettes, the drugs, the alcohol in 1968, and I haven't looked back. Uh, so I think that has a lot to do with clarity of my mind and my body, and I went into like a spiritual 12-step based program, and I think it really helped my life a lot because I've been married 60 years. I have three daughters. I'm a grateful guy and I'm relaxed, you know. So I hate to say this because I know how difficult the lockdown was for a lot of people. There was agony and misery through it, but it was one of the best times of my life. I, I became so creative. I couldn't go anywhere. We were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in our houses. So I wrote. I was writing the best songs of my life. I seemed like I stepped under the spout where the glory comes out, or under the wellspring of creativity, and these songs just start flowing. And one day, Joe Bonamassa came over. He said, "I want to play on that," and that started it because I know how to record a good. I know how to make a record. I,
Yeah, yeah.
I know how to make a good record. I want to transmit this enchantment to people. I want to, this delight. I want people to go, oh yeah, yeah. So I try to make one of those records. But to have a guy like Joe Bonamassa play, I found out how limited I am because I don't think uh, in those terms. I didn't even think of a slide guitar player on Blues Coming On, and then Take It Back the way Joe plays. And then I thought this is a great idea. I'm going to ask artists to contribute to my songs. I'm going to make the record. I'm going to send it because I listen to a lot of music, and sitting in my truck listening to what I've done, new songs are recorded and the tracks with the musicians. I'm thinking Mark Knopfler would sound good on this. Hey, Susan Tedeschi would sound good on that, So or Sonny Landreth, and so that's what I've been into. It's been a very, very creative time in my life. Thanks for noticing because I, and I'll tell you one other thing. I don't know. This is crazy. I've always been on somebody else's schedule. So making albums were like pulling teeth or agony at times because I was always waiting for somebody to stop talking for 30 minutes and having to do this, and I had to get ready when everybody else was ready. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
this isn't like that. I'm doing it on my terms and I'm ready. I sing the song and it's just been wonderful. I've had a great time. It's like a lot of fun doing these albums, I'll tell you.
You said previously that you didn't pick the collaborators before the song is done. You write it and then you think, I think I'd like to hear them on it. Now, is Girlfriends different? Did you write this specifically with the cast list in mind?
No, same thing. I wanted, my the way I think of it is I want to write a great song. The blues genre is just very guitar driven. I mean, it's all about guitar. You know, it's a lot of guitars, and which I love. That's why I'm in it. I just love guitars, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to, you know, maybe contribute something a little different with the lyrics. You know, like for instance, I had this word. Well, let me tell you that when I had this word soul force, so I said I'm going to write a song about this because these girls that I wanted to do an album with women because I had a great time on the last on Blues with Friends and Stomping Ground, the last two albums. I had a great time with Samantha Fish, and I had a great time with Ricky Lee Jones. I just loved working with the girls. It was a lot of fun. And there's something about when a beautiful girl walks in the room who's talented, the atmosphere totally changes. You know, it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
totally changes. So it's the feminine genius, you know. So I thought I'm going to write these songs. I'm going to come up with a concept, and and you know, I start out strong, you know, like I thought that I could dazzle by distraction. And how could she resist my kind of action? You know, and I end up strong on this with the concept. And I wanted to write every song like that.